Welcome back to Arsenic Culture. I'm Matt.
I'm Jason.
No, welcome back to Arsenic Culture where beer don't count, but bad decisions do. I'm Matt.
I'm still Jason.
And on this episode of The Spill, we're going to tell you a little story about the oldest bottle of Old Forester that ended up being a scam. I said I'm going to tell you. Jason's actually going to tell you all about it. But we have a bottle that Jason was able to procure for us, I assume.
That's true.
Of a single barrel select liquor store pick. I'm fucking all this up.
I got you.
Yeah. Of Old Forester, but tell us what we're looking at here and what it was supposed to be.
Old Forester releases several bourbons, but the single barrel variety, they do a blue label, which is their barrel strength, single barrel. They do a black label, which is 100 proof.
Right.
Traditionally, the blue labels, the barrel proof, are between 4 and 5 years old.
Okay.
This pick, when it was announced at the store in New York, it was 11 years and some change. 11 years and 7 months old.
That's old for an Old Forester.
That would put it as old as President's Choice, or top tier,
right,
and as old as most of the birthday bourbons.
Okay.
So when we saw this...
That's impressive.
It's very impressive. I mean, I wanted it, right?
Right.
So I had a friend...
Can you say what was the retail on it?
Yeah, so from New York, a store in New York, so 120-ish.
Okay.
Not horrible. If you buy this bottle here, you're probably looking at $90.
Okay.
Honestly, I'll say this, they're usually not worth it.
No.
Because a 4 to 5 year old bottle at that barrel strength, it's not
We're talking about
great.
Old Forester in particular, right?
Yeah, well, for barrel strength.
Right.
I like Old Forester.
Sure.
I think birthday bourbon, some of those have been really good. Some of the President's Choice are really good. Honestly, the 100 proof, the black labels are fantastic.
They're great, yeah.
I would buy those if I could.
I agree.
But these here, a lot of these sit on shelves.
Okay.
The thing that made this one special was the age statement.
Right.
So the store was Astor, A-S-T-O-R, Wine and Spirits out of New York.
Okay.
They advertised this single barrel pick on their website to customers as that 11 years, 7 months.
Yeah.
Sold out immediately.
Really?
Right? So, I mean, it happens.
Did they ship directly?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
No. So I had a friend, though, that's like, hey, I've got 3 bottles.
Yeah.
Would you like one? Man, I appreciate that.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. I'll take one.
Yeah.
So I wanted to try it for that regard. But then secondary started blowing up on these.
Okay.
So again, it's the oldest one ever released, essentially.
Right.
So everybody's like, well, I want some. So first secondary post, 150 immediately.
Right.
200, still going. 300, selling out.
Jesus.
400, still going.
Oh my God.
So this was getting up there. I think I saw one 450, maybe 475 close. Somebody bought it.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, here's what comes out. People question, there's no way this is that old. Like, why would you all have that pick, right?
How long from when the bottle was released in the store to when people actually started like saying, hey, something's not adding up here?
So I can't tell you exactly when it was released. I looked at social media and I don't even see the post anymore. So
I'm sure they took it down.
Yeah, I would. So I would say under a month. I would say 2 to 3 weeks would be my guess.
Okay.
So pretty quick. I mean, secondary moves fast. Everything moves fast with this stuff, but it was wild.
Okay. So Astor Wine and Spirits in New York, is it New York City or?
New York, yep.
Have they done bourbon barrel picks before?
They've done mini picks and actually
so
some
they're
of their...
not new to this.
Oh, no.
They know what they're doing, correct?
Yeah. And again, the red flag started raising from people on secondary who knew better, thinking, damn, I've never heard of a pick this old. Like, this doesn't make much sense.
Right.
If you're Old Forester, why wouldn't you save that barrel for a President's Choice or for a birthday bourbon?
Yeah.
Like, why would you do this? Because, again, 99% of the picks with these are 4 to 5 years old.
Right.
So that raised some red flags. People started questioning. Then all of a sudden, next thing you know, there's an email that pops up online, a screenshot.
Okay.
It is an email from Astor, whatever, the Wine and Spirits, to one of the people that went on the pick with them. So like if me and you went on the pick with them.
Right. There's usually done in like a small group of people. Yeah.
I've actually been to Old Forester on a barrel pick too.
Right, yeah.
But when you go, there's probably 5 to 6 of you, 5 to 7 of you, something like that. So they sent it to one of them and said, oh, well, wait, our mistake, we didn't mean this intentionally. It's actually, we read the date wrong. So they're saying that they read the date as originally.
Okay.
That it was May 20th, 2013 was when the barrel was first made. They said, then it came out, it was actually May 13th, 2020. So instead of 11 years, 7 months.
That's a big difference.
It's a huge difference. But then they said, we didn't charge anymore for this, which they didn't.
Okay.
But we weren't trying to hurt anybody, which that's what they say. Okay. But honestly, like, you wouldn't have sold out this pick.
No.
There's no way. Who's buying that?
There should have been like flags popping up internally immediately when they saw the demand for that based on whatever they were releasing before. Because again, they're not new to this. They know what they're doing. Like, they should have seen it right away.
It's odd to me too, though, when you go in a barrel pick, they won't tell you, most distilleries won't, unless you want to know. You don't want to know how old it is that you're drinking. You don't. You're like, hey, I want to pick the best tasting one. If they bring you 5 barrels out or 3, whatever, I don't care what the details are. You shouldn't. Yeah. You just want the best tasting one.
Of course.
So I'm sure they did that. But in reality, they should have known at the end of the pick at least, here's how old it was.
Yeah.
Here's what I bet happened. I think they told them it was 4 years, 5 months, whatever. But then after the pick, when they got it in, they raised it up or took the opportunity to say, oh, it's 11 years, thinking, well, maybe they gave us a different barrel. Maybe we're going to pull the wool over people's eyes. You know what I mean? Maybe
you think it was like malicious intent?
I do. I think I do.
Okay.
I don't think you moved this barrel without. I mean, because again.
So you thought that maybe they saw the signs in the market and they were like, this has got to go.
Yeah.
So let's just move it. Do you have any idea?
You saw an opportunity.
An opportunity.
Yeah.
So like, were you able to see like what they priced their previous barrel picks for? Like
I think it's
age?
in line. It'd be in line with that.
For an 11-year or for a 4-year?
No. Any 4-year would be the same.
Really? Okay.
They priced 11-year what they did a 4.
Okay.
But again, what I'm thinking is, the stores in town in Lexington where we're at, you can go in any liquor store, honestly, and probably find a single barrel pick of this. Yeah. They're priced high anyway. They're $90 for a 4 to 5-year-old bourbon.
Yeah. But even a small store, there's like, maybe there's not, checks and measures. There's not multiple layers of quality control there. But I mean, you're not new to this. You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, how to cover your ass. You know how to make sure everything is authentic. There's multiple instances here, most notably that it sold out immediately. Yeah. That somebody should have been like, wait, why did that happen? What's going on here?
Well, the reason it sold out is because of age.
That's what I'm saying.
And they said that.
So that makes you think okay.
The store said it's 11 years, 7 months.
But they said it after it sold out already.
No, they said it when they released it.
I'm sorry. They said it was 4 years. Yeah. After it sold out already.
After they started getting questions.
Once they did the pre-sale or when they started doing sales, I think it should have immediately been like, what's different here?
Well, when you got the barrel, if you're the store, if they sent me that barrel, I'd be like, this is weird. Mm-hmm. The one thing you'll say about distilleries. So if you buy a bottle of Buffalo Trace in the store, regular Buffalo Trace, if it has a sticker on it, single barrel pick, right. Even if there's no details the stores have exactly, right. You can email Buffalo Trace.
Okay, yeah.
They will get back to you pretty quick, within a couple weeks, and tell you everything about it. when it was barreled, when it was pulled from the barrel, how old it is. Yeah. They'll tell you where it was stored, the proof it was originally, all this shit. So the great, very transparent. Yeah. I would assume they'd do the same.
Sure.
So again, I think the stores saw that opportunity of maybe we read this date this way and
then later on we'll come out and we'll just be like, bad.
Maybe nobody catches us.
Yeah. Right? Or thanks for your money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if it hadn't got as much secondary hype as it did, then you wouldn't have seen this trouble at all.
What do you think of the bourbon?
I mean, it's not bad on the nose. I've not even tried it yet. Have you?
Yeah, I tried it.
What do you think?
It's actually pretty good. There's something about Old Forester that always I don't want to say rubs me the wrong way, but it's I can tell that it's an Old Forester.
It's hot.
Yeah, we throw that word fusel around. Yeah. But it's you taste it and be like, oh yeah, okay. I don't hate this. I wouldn't spend $120 on it. No. Yeah.
But if you look at it again, what do you think? What do you think should happen to a store? Should anything happen to them?
So maybe this goes back to when we did our episode on the secondary market, and we're talking about it's a market that is really self-policing. Maybe this is one of those instances to where, you really can't self-police this. It's really up to Old Forester. It's up to the distilleries to be like, hey, y'all fucked up. We need to hold you accountable. Because let's be honest. Even if it was 100% an accident, let's pretend that they had no idea, they sold out all of it, they won't give refunds, but they're still like, hey, we really did fuck up. Yeah. That's still your fault. That's still sales were enacted based on false information.
Yeah.
Period, regardless of what's in there. So you have to be held
I
accountable.
think devil's advocate from Old Forester, though, you're probably happy you sold the pick because I got a feeling a lot of their picks aren't selling like they were.
Oh, I'm sure
Yeah.
they are, but I mean,
I think the self-police part, though, is this. You saw people from the secondary pages or who bought it. I bet they attacked them on social media. I couldn't
talking
find it
about
on
Astor.
there.
Astor Wine and Spirits,
not
yeah.
Old Forester. I don't think this is Old Forester's fault.
No,
at all.
I don't either.
This is the store's fault, if anyone's.
Yeah.
I bet people were attacking them on social media, but if you go on there, you can't see the comments. So
Really?
tells me they probably took them off.
yeah.
Anyway, I think we got scammed.
Yeah.
Is it worth it? Hell no. But it's actually okay. It's just really hot. Like at 120 proof, that young age really just makes it more hot for me.
I've got a few bottles of Old Forester at home. I don't think I've ever actually drank a full bottle. You know what I mean?
I love their 100 proof rye and 100 proof bourbon.
Yeah,
Those are
I've
nice.
never gotten a birthday, but like
Yeah.
I've never actually gone through it. They're okay. Actually, no, you're right. I've gone through a couple of ryes, but
Yeah.
it for what it is, it's fine. But
Yeah.
it was definitely misleading.
Oh yeah, for sure. They did it on purpose.
Thanks for tuning in. If you liked it, then please share. If you didn't, then keep drinking until you do. For more Arsenic Culture, you can check us out on all the socials. We're at Arsenic Culture,
Like and subscribe on YouTube.
and we'll see you on the next one.